Hey guys, Rex here. What's the best way to fight tyranny actually? Not pretend, not made up, not Hollywood, but in reality. What's the actual best way to do that? Not making yourself looking cool or good, but actually to fight tyranny. What happened in 1776? What did they possess that we don't really have now? Hey guys, Rex here. A couple years ago, you guys might remember this, some of you who are around for a while, I swore on the altar of Almighty God eternal hostility against all forms of tyranny over the minds of men, in addition to the oath to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. What is the best way to execute that oath in the spirit of 1776 today in 2025? What is lacking in 2025 that they had in 1776? What was the actual recipe of success to shake a tyranny off our backs so that we could be free to do what's most important? What's the best way to execute this? Many people are thinking about, hey Rex, how about like maybe Dodge pickups with dualies and American flags and F Biden stickers and rolling smoke down Main Street listening to Van Halen. Now, I think that's a great idea and that's fun to do. But that's not like actually what fights tyranny, is it? We need to get more pointy objects, Rex. We'll fight them off. Why did that work? How is it possible that that even worked back in 1776? What was the actual well of fortitude? What was the actual structural support and foundation that allowed them to get such solid footing they could push that hard successfully against an empire that had control over almost the entire world? What was that footing? What was that foundation? You guys know the answer. It's just not the fun answer. It's not the glorious answer. It's not the answer that makes the most entertaining movie. But the real answer might potentially help. Okay? The real answer, to put it up just bluntly and straightforwardly, the best way to give a FU to the tyrants of the world in 2025, all forms of tyranny over the minds of men, is to, number one, be a good husband and father as the man of the house. That shit is extinct. Almost. Raise up good kids to fear God and do what is right when it's hard and when it's not popular. It's a different dimension. In fact, this dimension exists perpendicular to the one that is promulgated by the propaganda of the tyranny over your minds to trick you into making you think that 1776 was a success because of how tough and radical and good of woodsmen and all that shit that we were. That has nothing to do with our traction and our support and our foundation. People were independent of the system because they trusted God. I don't care if you like it or not. That's the honest to God truth. And that independence that happened across the entire culture of those days caused them to live in a way to where they didn't need a king. They didn't need the king or the queen to be their mommy and their daddy. All they needed was Yah and each other. They didn't need the West India Trading Company. They didn't need all of England's stores and chains and businesses and trade routes. They didn't need it. Why? Because they were totally satisfied with humble, simple lives, being fair, squared away, proper weights and measures, farming, hunting, fishing, being normal humans, not getting drawn into covetousness, to where they would try to expend all their resources on vanity, to where they'd be in such debt, to where someone could leverage them over it. That is not the world we're in today. You guys want to light off firecrackers, that's great. I'll listen to Judas Priest breaking the law, or whoever did that song, and light off a bottle rocket next to the nuclear pyramid of North Dakota, and, howl at the moon and all that stuff, just like anyone else, although not tonight, not this year. I've even stood on the roof of my house when I lived in Montana and cranked up, I would daisy chain several giant guitar amps together, like hook them all together, and crank my guitar up to 10 and put the volume knobs. I don't know if you guys ever had an actual real stage amp for a guitar. You know how loud that is? You know, like Marty McFly on Back to the Future Part 1 when he's cranking up the guitar knob? Just turning up the knob without even touching the strings is like dangerous. And I would play the Star Spangled Banner. That's great. Appreciate the blessings we have, but make no mistake about it. Who gave us those blessings was God. And it was our connection with Him that satisfied all of our needs, just like His people in the Bible in the desert, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the actual solution. You guys can not give a shit or not believe me. Doesn't matter. That's the reality. So light off a firecracker if you want to. That's great. I have a different way of appreciating that we are independent and that we declared independence, not only from England, but also from Rome and also from Egypt and also from Babylon. You know, the world empires that come and go. There's like one actual empire that will be the everlasting, you know. Be a citizen of that one, primarily, and maybe He'll bless you with some freedom. And that's why I think the United States was cool and could be cool again if we actually got grounded into the source of life that we were grounded into once upon a time. So, for more on that, join us on Patreon. We're doing a number of training series episodes over there on topics adjacent to this. This is like my primary focus on Patreon, talking about how to live like that guy on the foundational levels. Not necessarily the tools, not necessarily some of those details, but like how a person should operate. Being connected with the survival system that's greater than the musket and greater than the cannon and greater than the sword. Being connected with the true survival system, which is what is the common denominator in any golden period over human history. So don't let anyone fool you, and don't frickin' swallow the propaganda that it's because of how tough we were that we were given this great nation for such a long time. It was because of a humble people who are trying to be servants of the Most High, and the King of England got in their way, and they said, excuse me, we have to serve our actual God, not you. So the best way you can fight tyranny is to not need them and only need Him. If you enjoy that, come join us on Patreon. We start at like 17 cents a day. If you can afford 17 cents a day, then you're not a communist. Congratulations. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. You have a safe and wonderful weekend. Rock and roll. Rex out.